Funding for LARP for Reals is provided by LARP Space, the sponsor of today's video. Hey gang, I kind of wanted to go off script here and say thanks for the support recently. I wasn't expecting all of that popularity, I guess, but you know, I have a pretty similar profile picture to his, and you know, title, thumbnail looked pretty similar to what he would do. So obviously, you probably went into that video thinking, this is him. The real Shay Farilis. No, I'm LARP Farilis, and I'm doing this for the fun of the game. Nothing more, nothing less. Just here to have a good time. Fun editing style, you know. But anyway, enjoy the video. Shark Tale is one of the most important animated films ever made. This is a movie where a fish voiced by Will Smith becomes famous by taking credit for a death he didn't cause. A movie where Robert De Niro is a shark mob boss. A movie where Martin Scorsese is a pufferfish. A movie where every fish somehow looks exactly like the celebrity voicing them. And despite all of this, Shark Tale is the most genius movie I've ever seen. There are a lot of movies that leave you with questions. The Matrix is a good example. Movies like that challenge your perception of reality and force you to reconsider everything you thought you knew. And yet, I have more questions after watching Shark Tale than I do after watching The Matrix of all films. Unlike those movies that make you reconsider everything, Shark Tale doesn't ask questions intentionally. It just creates them. Constantly. Every single frame of this movie introduces a new horrifying implication about the world these characters live in. And the more you try to piece everything together, the more beautifully complicated it gets. Let's start simple. Shark Tale takes place in a city populated entirely by fish. Makes sense so far. Pixar made Cars, DreamWorks has fish. We're good. The problem begins 5 minutes after the intro, because these fish have created human civilization in its entirety. There are apartment buildings, restaurants, banks, billboards, nightclubs, car washes. Actually scratch that. Whale washes. We'll get back to that. The point is that these fish have somehow replicated every aspect of human society. And naturally, this raises an important question. How? Who invented all this? At some point, fish civilization had to begin. At some point, there had to be a fish equivalent of the Stone Age. Did caveman fish exist? That question was never answered, by the way. We need a sequel. Shark Tale knows that if it stopped to explain anything, the entire illusion would immediately collapse. Now, let's talk about the money, because apparently fish use money. Oscar desperately wants money. Everyone in this movie wants money. Money exists, the economy exists, which means jobs exist. Oop, I should censor that out. Which means taxes probably exist. This means somewhere in Shark Tale, there is a fish accountant, there is a fish IRS, and there is a fish doing paperwork. Imagine being born in this incredible underwater metropolis, only to spend your life filing tax returns. What a tragic existence. Then there's all these stores and advertisements around the city that create such a masterclass of world building. But who are they advertising to? The fish already live there. How many customers are driving past a billboard underwater? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to know. Okay, let's discuss the whale wash, because this might be the single greatest joke ever accidentally created by an animated movie. For those who haven't seen Shark Tale recently, there is literally a whale wash. It's a car wash, but for whales. And nobody treats this as unusual. This implies that whales willingly pay money to be cleaned. This implies somebody owns the whale wash. This implies employees work there. This implies an entire business model exists around cleaning whales. How dirty are these whales getting? They're already underwater. That's like opening a rain removal service. And somehow nobody in the movie questions this. The whale wash simply exists, like a monument to the human creativity or human insanity, possibly both. Now let's move on to Don Lino, the shark mafia boss, which is somehow one of the least strange concepts in the movie. Think about it. The mafia exists because society exists. The mafia requires businesses to work. This means Shark Tale's society has become more advanced enough to create organized crime. Imagine being the first fish to invent crime. Imagine being remembered throughout history as the fish who looked at civilization and thought, you know what this needs? extortion. That fish changed history forever, and nobody talks about him. Yet another tragedy. Now, this is what I wanted to really talk about. The biggest mystery in the entire movie, the character designs. Not gonna lie, every fish looks like the celebrity voicing them, and I don't mean that in like a rude way. Oscar clearly looks like Will Smith. Lola looks pretty much like Angelina Jolie, and Don Lino looks like Robert De Niro. This all raises a horrifying possibility. Celebrity resemblance is apparently genetic in this universe. These fish evolved to look like famous actors. How? Why? What evolutionary advantage does this provide? Imagine being a fish born looking like Martin Scorsese. What are the odds of that? One thing Shark Tale genuinely understands is how ridiculous fame can be. Oscar becomes famous for something he didn't do. Everyone believes him. Nobody checks. Nobody investigates. The city just collectively decides he's important now. And honestly, that might be the most realistic thing in the movie. Oscar doesn't become famous because he's talented. He becomes famous because people think he's talented. There's a difference. The movie accidentally predicts about 20 years of internet culture, which is either incredibly impressive or incredibly concerning. The more I think about Shark Tale, the more I love it. And not because it's perfect, and not because it's a misunderstood masterpiece, and not even because it's particularly good. I love it because no other movie creates this many questions. Every scene introduces a new mystery. Every background detail creates another existential crisis. Every attempt to understand the world only makes it less understandable. Most movies become less interesting when you overanalyze them. I can't possibly lie to myself and say Shark Tale is awful, but after all these years, I still don't have answers. I still don't understand the whale wash. I still don't understand why Martin Scorsese is a fish, but perhaps some mysteries are never meant to be solved. That's what makes Shark Tale special. So yes, Shark Tale is a masterpiece. Not because it's perfect, but because no other movie like Cars 2 can possibly be Shark Tale. And that is worth celebrating. And my real final take here, 10 out of 10, perfect movie. Go ahead and watch it unless you don't really like movies that involve Will Smith in them, which is perfectly fine. Good LARP tri-state area.